Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for June 8th, 2025. It's Sunday Fun Day, and we have Sail. And we start with a Falconer with Shelters and a Falconer in place of Hovel. All right. So Falconer is getting a card costing less than this, so the fact that Sail is on does not immediately affect it. Let's see what else we've got going on in this kingdom. We've got Cathedral Trashing. That's it. I mean, that's all you need if you got it. We do. And draw-wise, there's not too much. So you can... Yeah, no. Well, okay, Apothecary, technically. But, like, seems pretty... not great. Especially with Cathedral as the trashing. I don't think if there's any way that that would work, or if we're just going to have to play without draw, essentially. Well, all right, let's come back to that. So plus actions, acting troop, and then ways to activate trail, which I think is actually just Cathedral. I mean, I suppose if you have multiple Falconers and you can gain multiple trails, that's plus actions as well, but that's not gonna be something you can do very often. So yeah, mostly Cathedral Trail and Acting Troop. And then got Rice for plus buy, as well as Falconer and Armory for gains, and Camel Train as well for gains. And there's also Received Tribute. This, like, this board could be cool, but I think it isn't. Like, with the starting Falconer with the trail, like, if there was like something to do here, but there's like nothing going on. Okay, how big of a Rice can we make? Action, reaction, attack, duration, treasure is 5. Which is, you know, pretty good, but getting all of those going seems like a tall order. Outpost in particular, with no draw and with Cathedral, does not look promising. There's also an anti-synergy between Cathedral and Supplies. Not that Supplies is draw anyway, but it is at least like essentially like a peddler. So on a board where there's no draw, then it's, you know, it's a nice source of money that isn't like ending your turn. I guess. I mean, it kind of is like when you redraw it, but like on, you know, in the aggregate. But with Cathedral as the trashing, it's, oh boy, like, yeah, this is incredibly awkward. And there's also the Legionary attack. Let's not forget. So I mean, on the one hand, the lack of draw means that using the legionary attack is going to be difficult. So it's less scary for that reason. But if you do get hit by it, pretty brutal. It's going to be really hard to have a turn off of that if you're playing with Cathedral, unless you can find a trail to trash. Yeah, this is... I don't know. I do not know what to do here. Like, part of me thinks, well, Apothecary is the draw. Like, maybe you just got to find a way to make that work, but it's really... It's not good, and, like, not trashing doesn't seem good either. I mean, I suppose what you could do is you go ahead and take Cathedral and take Apothecary and then just plan to trash Trail a bunch of times and not actually thin out your coppers. I mean, that's... maybe. Seems kind of insane, but I guess that could be an approach. But then even, like, there's not only, is that the only draw, but there's not, like, really a good way to convert that draw into other better cards, right? There's not, like, a card like Forum or even Warehouse that would exchange those coppers for better cards. So I don't really see the point in doing that. It's just, yeah, this is just ugly. And I think you do, despite the Legionary, you do play with Cathedral because realistically, you can't Legionary attack every turn, or even probably come close to it. Okay, so if we accept we're playing with Cathedral, then what do we want to do to start with here? We're just gonna basically play some kind of money deck, and I guess the trails also do help against the Legionary attack. It should be noted. So, that's also a mitigating factor. All right. So I mean, we could certainly just Falconer for trail. Draw a card. If we buy Cathedral, we're going to trigger a shuffle anyway, because we're going to, like, without doing that, we can trigger a shuffle because we can trash the Overgrown Estate, which we do have. We lost the Hovel, not the Overgrown Estate. So, not trashing the like, if we gained a trail and then drew the Overgrown Estate, I don't think that would be a disaster or anything. There's also the question of what, like, is really that valuable to gain a trail right now. Other things we could do: take a Camel Train. Take a Camel Train and exile a Rice, and just plan to get, like, a bunch of Rice at once. The problem with getting a bunch of Rice, though, is, like, how are we going to ensure that the Rice lines up with things to make it worth more than, like, a silver? Like, if the Rice isn't worth at least 3 coins, it's not great. So I mean, I guess so long as we can find a trail every turn, we can at least make it worth 3. These both seem like, and that's probably the realistic target, because both of these cards Legionary and Outpost seem pretty dubious. So we could do that. We could just take a Supplies. That does slightly increase our risk of not hitting, or not being able to trash the Overgrown Estate, I mean, More than slightly, I guess, because it's 0% chance of that right now. But suppose we could also go ahead and, like, well, we can also think about what we. Oh no, we're buying Cathedral, so gaining the money from supplies doesn't do anything right now. So that's probably not the play. I'm gonna trigger the shuffle anyway. I mean, getting one card further in, potentially one card further into the shuffle does have value. So gaining a trail from that standpoint could make sense. Yeah, I think the primary options are trail, camel train, and given that we trigger the shuffle anyway, I think I like the camel train option. So they go for the potion. Apothecary. Alright, well, we'll see how that goes. Maybe we do just go ahead and take a legionary here. I'll help us hit enough money to get our gold and our rice, and yeah. Ooh. Sure. Do we want to trigger a shuffle? Like, we're definitely getting... Maybe that's not definite. I think we should gain a trail here. But if we don't trigger the shuffle off the trail, then we can potentially end up, like, playing the Falconer again. I mean, we could also take silver and then buy gold. Crash the Necropolis. And then we'd have Legionary Gold going. There's some merit to that. Yeah, I think I actually like... I mean, Necropolis is a source of plus actions. So, something to be said for not trashing it yet. We draw a card. I mean, the most likely card for us to draw is still copper, so that's not, like, amazing. And then we could potentially end up with, like, terminal collision of Camel Train, Legionary, which isn't, like, a huge deal, but yeah, I think I'll take the silver and trash the Necropolis. Aha! Alright, this is a trail. Oh! Damn, that did nothing. Oh, no, wait, we haven't played the Legionary yet. Never mind. Okay. We take the rice now. Wait, did they get a rice? I have 2 rice in exile. Why do I have 2 rice in exile? Play the camel train twice? How did I do that? Whatever. I wonder if I should already start provincing. Just trash the camel train. That makes sense to me. Should we trash the trail? This is going to be worth 3. But what could we draw where we wouldn't hit province? There's nothing. I don't know if we want... I don't think we want to gain supplies that aren't through Falconer. I think we just don't buy anything. Yeah, I will do that. And this time... If we don't play this, we get the Falconer in the shuffle, and we have guaranteed province in hand already. I think we actually don't. Alright, well, we drew another rice. We didn't need to be that cautious about it. I wouldn't mind another trail. No reason to play it. Well, yeah. I'll just take it. No gold. Alas. But we got the Legionary rice, which means the rice is worth 4, which means we can still get a province. Oh, they received tribute. Amazing. Alright, I'm gonna trash trail to guarantee the province. And at this point, I guess we'll take an estate. I mean, it really doesn't matter, but... They have the Legionary, but they don't have the gold, so there's absolutely nothing they can do to stop us from winning here. This is the weirdest Cathedral game I think I've ever played. That was 11 turns. I still had 3 coppers left. Like, normally... I mean, it would take that long to, with only Cathedral trash, all the starting cards. So I guess we're not that far off from it. But... Well, one of them was this Falconer. So actually, yeah, we only trashed 6 starting cards. Necropolis, Overgrown Estate, 4 coppers. Which is like... Obviously, you know, some of that was the trashing the trail, but it, and then we also trashed the camel train. But yeah, it's just like a weird. It's like not even for fast like cathedral approaches. I think it's pretty atypical that you like, oh, I'm gonna not trash my copper here because I want to do whatever. Like it, but yeah, the between the sail and the trail, sail and the trail. The cathedral, yeah, that was a weird one. I I think it would have been. I would have had more fun with the board if I'd gotten to do more stuff, but it just wasn't the board for that. And the bots, yeah, I don't know, like that. I feel like the bot strategy should have been able to do better than it did, because there were some turns where it was like, it seemed like it was like maybe the problem is it didn't have a rice early, and so it didn't have plus buy. But it seemed like there were some points where it had a lot of money, and it just like couldn't really take advantage of that. So they go, yeah, Falconer for potion, apothecary. I mean, I do think this is just not good. Like, the I mean, I guess I can believe, like, you have 7 coppers in your deck to start with. So in theory, if you can draw all those coppers, then you can hit province off of that. You don't really need to add much money to your deck, or any money. But actually drawing all of your coppers with apothecary is kind of difficult, and slow to get that many apothecaries. Oh no. um yeah, I don't think it makes sense to not play with Cathedral. I think it's just bad. But that being said, I did think they probably could have done better. Like here, yeah, I guess they hadn't hit money for rice before that, though. And then even once they have got the rice in hand or in their deck, they're not that likely to find it because they haven't thinned. And so there they do get it, but I don't know, buying all these trails is pretty uninspiring too when you've already got the Falconer in your deck. Like, I bought 0 trails. No, that's not true. I bought 1, like, fairly far into the game when I was like, well, I might as well just grab this. It was like I had 10 coins, I bought Province Trail. But, like, yeah, and the thing is, well, the trails aren't even doing anything for them because they don't have Cathedral. Like, at least if you have Cathedral, like, Trail is potentially a village. It makes your Falconer not a stop card, but like, that isn't a reason to buy Trail. So yeah, I don't actually know what they were trying to even accomplish with that. It just makes your apothecaries less likely to draw. I guess it's a response to the Legionary attack, maybe. Except I didn't have. They just started investing in that before I got the Legionary, so I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Well, anyway. There you have it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.